welcome to the video. It's been a little while because I've been tying myself up in knots trying to put together a series of videos which are the top 20 albums from each year I've been buying records or music. And the first one was the pre-1972 period, and then 1972 was the first year I actually bought a record. So I've done 1973, and I'm most of the way through listening to a short list of about 30 albums from 1974 before I commit to the top 20. So as I say, I've been tying myself up in knots, and I've got out of the habit of making videos because it's just taken so damn long. But anyway, I thought what I'd do today is pick up on a competition or a thread from Glenn Kellaway from The Basement, which is asking everyone who wants to participate to nominate 10 artists or bands that they will listen to only between now and the end of their lives. So, our lives. So, which 10 artists or bands, if I had to slim them down to 10, which 10 would it be? And I'm not allowed to nominate live albums, although I don't see why not really. But anyway, that's Glenn's decision. So anyway, so here we go. My top 10 artists that I will choose not to live without for the rest of my days. So number 1, the daddy of them all, Bobby Dylan. Loads of stuff, Bob Dylan. This is the latest box set, or it could be the latest box set. I only bought it a few months ago. There might be another one. I know there's a new album out already, but this is the Fragments, the Time Out of Mind sessions. Fantastic. One of my favourite albums of his, and of course you've got the box set of CDs. If you want to listen to CDs, look at all those goodies. So that's up until, doesn't matter. Anyway, most of Bob's stuff. The second artist I will listen to with the other 9 for the rest of my days is Genesis. First band I ever saw, one of my favourite bands. This is the album number 2, 3, 4, 5, to album number 6, 1970-1975, Trespass to the Lamb Lies Down on Broadway. It's no secret that this is my favourite period. Add on a couple of albums after this one, you would add to that list. The later stuff I'm not that keen on. But hey ho, this fantastic box set, remixes, worth hearing, definitely good. So Genesis would be the second artist that I will listen to exclusively for the rest of my days. The third artist, I couldn't decide whether it was going to be this band or Depeche Mode, but I wanted the 80s and the 90s to be represented, so I've decided on The Cure. This is The Cure's first 4 albums. The first one's not up to much, but 17 Seconds, Faith and Pornography, absolutely fantastic albums. And they got continued with the darker stuff, the darker style, and before they got a little bit lighter, a little bit later on. But yeah, absolutely fantastic band. And loads of albums. All these artists have got loads of albums. So I will not be short of music to listen to. The fourth artist is Richard Wagner. This is Tristan und Isolde, into the classical realm here. Fantastic. Best opera ever. Although it's kind of musical drama that's very orchestral. It's not like a typical Italian opera. This is kind of German. It's very orchestra heavy, so it's loads of great melodies and loads of dynamics. And his stuff is definitely worth listening to. This of course is The Ring of the Niebling. And this one here is also worth getting, which is the CD, of course CD versions. I've got vinyl stuff, but this is all these other operas, including Tristan, on CD. There you go. Some of those haven't even been opened. In fact, I think, one of these has been opened because I got them all on vinyl. But you grab these while you can on Amazon. Number 5, Pink Floyd. First 2 albums here, Piper at the Gates of Dawn and The Saucer Full of Secrets. This is the kind of the twofer that was released in the 70s, called A Nice Pair, for obvious reasons. Fabulous first 2 albums. So many different styles go through. throughout their career. It's hard to ignore them. Some of the most famous rock albums of all time. But there's enough in there. There's enough of their musical style that's different from the others here. That's going to keep me interested between now and the end. The next one is Dire Straits. They only released 6 albums. I should know that. There you go, 6 on the back. Look at that. This is just a pull together of the of those 6 albums. Absolutely fantastic. Mark Knopfler. I don't think I can include him as a solo artist because if I could, there'd be another 6 or 10 albums to go at. Would say though that I have no interest in hearing Money for Nothing ever again. And Walk of Life I heard once and made a promise to myself never to listen to it again. But everything else is definitely worth my time and maybe your time too. One more on the classical side, Camille Saint-Saëns. This is a 50 CD set that I acquired earlier this year. 34 CDs, excuse me. But this is the one to go for. I did a video about 2 years ago of classical records or classical compositions that might appeal to rock fans. And this was well up in my list. The Organ Symphony, Symphony No. 3 by Camille Saint-Saëns. It is dynamic. It is the most thrilling piece of music. It's almost the most thrilling piece of music ever, in my judgment. It's just so exciting while at the same time being beautifully melodic. And the style of this goes through those other 34 CDs as well. No surprise to people who know my musical tastes quite well is the artist I've seen more than anyone else, and I saw him again last weekend in Hyde Park in London, and that is Bruce Springsteen. Went off Springsteen in the last 7, 10 years maybe. Just kind of thought a lot of the stuff he's putting out has been a little bit tired. But there's no doubting his back catalogue contains some fantastic gems. This is a great late period album, Wrecking Ball. The tour, or the concert I saw on Saturday last week, was absolutely stunning. Never thought he could still have it in him, but he certainly does. Absolutely fantastic. So Bruce Springsteen would definitely make the cut. A little bit of jazz. Got to pick Miles, haven't I? This is the one to go for. Well, picking up the last of my box sets here. This is his Columbia albums. Look at all this. Look at all of the joy that's available there for Miles Davis fans. All sorts of styles. Although you're not allowed to listen to the live albums in here. But yeah, great stuff. Of course, Kind of Blue is the one to get. But if you want to go be a bit more adventurous, then I think this is my next favourite album, In a Silent Way. From 68, I think it is. Can't read, haven't got my glasses on. But there you go. So, Bitches Brew, period. But electronic period, fantastic. Both great albums. Fantastic artist. And finally, the last artist or band I will listen to along with these others exclusively between now and the end of my days is King Crimson. Not because I like everything that King Crimson and Robert Fripp does. This is a kind of a 90s album, Power to Believe. Really fantastic album. But the stuff's so interesting all the way through there. Robert Fripp kept changing the band, as fans will know. Completely different lineups apart from himself. Through different periods, but my goodness, they're so inventive, and they've got that prog and jazz feel about them, that and kind of rock as well. So they're kind of heavy going as well in some cases. But it's just worth saying that there's so much richness within their catalogue, hours and hours and hours of pleasure. Yeah, fantastic. So King Crimson would be the last artist I would take with me, along with the other 9. Between now and the end. So thanks for the competition or the thread, and that's my contribution of the 10 artists I will live with exclusively between now and the day I die. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you on another video very shortly.